welcome back to Business 150, Introduction to Management. We are just about on the way home to finish up module number 1 in our class this semester. And in this 8th video, as you can see from the title slide, we are looking at the science and art of management. What a lofty title. Yes, management can be looked at as both a science and an art, and therefore, by the time we finish this video, you should be able to discuss how management in practice is both a science and an art, and identify some of the major elements of the nature of managerial work. So, as we dive right in, what do we mean by this? Well, what we mean when we say that management is a science is that we assume that problems can be approached using rational, logical, objective, systematic ways, and therefore it requires us to learn and use technical, diagnostic, decision-making skills and techniques to solve problems, that it is worth our while to academically study management theory, to use the scientific method to observe what is going on in particular organizations and how we to our approach this, that really, as we approach management as an academic science, it will benefit us in our actual outworking and practice. But that's not all that there is to wise and expert management. Management also involves what the textbooks would call an art. And by that we mean making decisions and solving problems using a blend of intuition and experience and instinct and personal insight. In other words, using conceptual, communication, interpersonal, time management skills to accomplish the tasks associated with managerial activities. What does this mean? It means that we look at management as having sort of two sides to the coin. The science side says we need to study objective theory and systems and processes and put those into practice. The art side says there's a benefit that experienced managers with years under their belt of managing well do so in a very, very proficient, efficient fashion because they have developed the intuition and the personal decision-making power to make better decisions than inexperienced managers. That's really what we mean when we say management's both an art and a science. Now, a question becomes, okay, if I take the last video that talked about managerial skills and this video, understanding that management is both an art and a science, how do I grow my skills? And that's what's represented in this diagram here. That management skills are grown by a couple of different things. One, having a sound educational base, having continued lifelong educational experiences. This class is not the end of your management education. It's merely the beginning. If you're serious about it, you will continue on to study in other places with other materials and other classes how to become the best manager you can be. But also, you see the rectangle below that, you need to combine that with your initial job experiences and continued experiences through a whole variety of job assignments. And so you will acquire the experience and the art and intuition side of the equation on top of the sound educational base. Together, those things lead to successful acquisition and utilization of your fundamental management skills. I hope this diagram makes sense. So, when we talk about the contemporary nature of managerial work, what we mean by that is, well, in the for-profit side, there are opportunities to exercise management in large businesses and all these different types of firms you see here, industrial firms, commercial banks, insurance firms, all those different types of companies, as well as in smaller companies and even startups. They still require wise, excellent managerial work. And even some point in your career, you may decide to work for a multinational company or perhaps even overseas. That's still management, and it uses the exact same fundamental skills and principles we're talking about in this very class. That's simply on the for-profit side. It's some examples of opportunities that are out there in the real world. On the nonprofit side, you can see here all sorts of different organizations, all sorts of different opportunities, from government to educational organizations to healthcare to all sorts of non-traditional settings. Wherever you have organizations that are trying to accomplish organizational goals, those organizations will need good management. Those are all opportunities in today's contemporary organizational world. And therefore, as we finish this video up, we hope that you will be able to discuss how management in practice has both aspects, the aspects of being a science and an art, as well as identify in the contemporary world today how organizations of all different types need good managerial personnel who can make wise, excellent managerial decisions and execute on managerial goals. Well, I hope this makes sense to you. I hope you are beginning to see how, as we finish up this module, just a couple more videos here, but you'll be able to see what is management and then perhaps what are the opportunities for you in your future career as you consider life in management. We'll see you in the next video.